Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Saturday
morning.
mornings.
Good morning. It's
blooming hot in
Saturday.
this kitchen.
That's why I've opened the window. It's just outrageous. It's so hot. It's hot to trot. Julie the singing nut. Now, we took a delivery yesterday of, it seems that they kind of all get collected and then they all land. The Royal Mail is very annoying at the moment. And our P.O. box landed with a whole heap of wondrous books. Are they from you, Julie the singing nutcase? Is it the singing nutcase? The cookery books, the kind of nostalgic books? Was it you? I think it was you. I think you said you sent them. They came yesterday.
Look, school's in a pot for greens.
Oh, look at
the greens are going to go in there. They're going to get boiled.
Shake your arms. Shake your arms like you just don't care. Wave your arms in the air like you care. Morning, everyone. Anyway, is anyone excited by Keir Starmer's slogan?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear his pledges.
Change. We're bringing in change. I genuinely don't think a single word can be a slogan. I just don't. Just because you put it on a board. Change.
Is he actually claiming it to be a slogan?
They say Labour are very excited. They've announced it's a new slogan. Change. Oh, change your pants, change the records, change anything. Anyway, so we've got all the excitement, all the fluffy. I'm sure Dean is absolutely ecstatic at the thought of a new election. Who are you voting for, Deans?
You know.
Ah, that's right. Nigel Farage.
Nobody.
We were talking yesterday on Coffee Moaning about how can we demonstrate a protest vote because if you just don't turn, even if 10% of the population vote, you know that some arsewipe who's got a banner that says change is going to say we won 60% of the vote, even though it's like 60% of nothing. So, but how do we do it? And lots of you, I suggested picking your nose and putting a bogey on the ballot. That didn't kind of catch on.
Vote for the Greens.
Oh, well, that's use a bogey. Vote for the Greens. There you go. You've got it. Embrace the changes, says Ellery. Changes. Anyway, so the front of all the papers. Now, the big news, again, as we always do on here, for those of you listening, for those of you watching, we start serious and we get more stupid. The Curly Cuts is going to be a little bit later at 11:15, so I won't be rushing out. Here's the thing.
No, you've got it because I've got to do a live.
I know, we're still going to have half an hour. The biggest bit of news the biggest bit of news about the newspapers today is what's not in the newspapers and what's not on the front of any paper at all today, bar one, is the ICJ, is the International Court of Justice, actually telling Israel to stop its offensive in Rafah and to deliver on a whole heap of kind of guarantees and to essentially stop. Okay, they didn't say all of Rafah. They're still processing the kind of broader claim for plausible genocide. But the ICJ actually, so this was a moment where an international court was basically actually, and this is what's interesting, in alignment with what America has allegedly been saying as the red line all along, but we haven't heard anything from America, have we? What they've said is stop Rafah, open the humanitarian corridor, stop the humanitarian aid lack of provision, do not assault, stop. They have to report back to them by 6 p.m. today on various details. And it's not on the front of any paper bar The Guardian.
Can I just ask a question? You might not know the answer.
Oh, probably won't.
If we were to ask all the editors of the newspapers why not a single one of them put on the front page something that's actually real news, what would even if it's their bullshit line, what would their bullshit line be? What would be the excuse?
Because I couldn't provide one, I would not have been one of those editors that couldn't put it on the front page.
What would say?
They would probably use the argument that it's the general election. We're focusing on domestic issues. All these things are domestic. Everything's domestic. Everything is going to. Everything affects us in the end, and it affects people and families, and it affects people's kind of souls as well. I mean, So none of the papers have. Now, they have got it. I think the Daily Telegraph deals with it on page 19. But interestingly, let me just trot you through the front pages. Infinitely more interesting to the population is Michael Gove, apparently. Without any disrespect to him, but who gives a fuck? Let's just put it like that. Change. Oh, Gove quit Sunak's sinking ship. Couldn't Couldn't give a monkey's jollop. Couldn't give a monkey's jollop. Oh, look, the eye. Gove quits as Sunak. Oh, my God. How's our country going to cope without Gove? I don't understand. The Daily Express. Now Gove quits. Minister's shock exit. Hardly. Gove quits the front of the Times. Now, this is where it starts to become utterly inexcusable. The Times. Come on. We know you're right wing, but come on. Just pop it as a descriptor. ICJ rules against Israel. No, it's not the narrative anyone wants you to hear. No one wants to see Israel being told off. Israel is operating the narrative from afar.
It's the most powerful court in the world, and it wasn't newsworthy.
Look, the Daily Mail. Reeves, I'll never play fast and loose with you. So the Daily Mail, because they've got Boris. He's probably in the office ricocheting around, making a mess, losing himself. He's got his Boris bike probably propped in the corridor next to the water machine. They're like, for fuck's sake, give him a front fucking page. And so they've given him the front page, and you immediately look at it. All you see when you see the front page is and you move on. Daily Telegraph, inheritance taxes against Tory values, says Hunt. That's it, with a photograph of Samantha Cameron sitting alongside flowers. What? Let's not forget, the Daily Telegraph last weekend had 3 huge pages dedicated, one whole page dedicated to a children's YouTuber raising money for children around the world in all countries, Ukraine, Gaza. They were actually trolling her, but they don't report the ICJ. Now, this is interesting. The Guardian had the Guardian had this coming out of last night. So the Guardian was leading with it. But then by this morning, they've shifted it to this. It's the Michael Gove effect. Change. Oh!
Not again.
We've got the old... Oh, God. It's like we're in the torture garden. We've got a fly swatter over there. And finally, the Daily Star. We've beaten the curse of snoring with didgeridoos. I just envy. We're going to have 6 weeks of this shit, says Elaine Denning. Hi, Iram. Welcome, Iram, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. So there we go. The front of the Sun, Giovanni War goes nuclear. Obviously, global politics not of interest. I get it. Not all papers are interested in this stuff. Not all papers' readers are interested in this stuff. But if you're going to report it one way, you report it the other two. But anyway, moving into the other news. So we've got Giovanni. Strictly's Giovanni, what's his surname? Panici, and his accusers are compiling rival dossiers. Wow. Whose side are you on? Come on, give us it straight. Whose side are you on? Are you on Giovanni's or are you on Change's side? Do you want Change at Strictly? It's amazing, Amy, isn't it? Yeah, the Guardian changed their front page overnight. Yeah. Geo-war goes nuclear. I mean, when you've got nuclear war likely everywhere, I think that's a really kind of worrisome kind of headline. I'm election out already, says Jackie Volino. Yes, stick with us. According to The Sun, Strictly is in chaos and could end up coming off air. I don't think so. It's just not. It's not likely, is it? As I say, when you do get to the news story of Israel, it's on... Oh, look at this. Look at the Daily Mail. Look at how the Daily Mail reports the ICJ. Now, it says, now UN court orders Israel to immediately halt Rafah offensive. It's all in the now. Now, it's like a nagging wife. Now.
Oh, whatever
Now. Sorry. Now. Oh, you know what, you supercilious slime balls. Now the UN court orders. Okay. Now 35,000 people are dead. Now. Oh, come on. Anyway. End offensive in Gaza now. Judges at UN court tell Israel. This is the Daily Telegraph, page 19. Bearing in mind they gave page 2 or 3 to a full photo of a children's YouTuber raising money for children in war zones. A whole page dedicated to trolling a woman raising money for children, but when the ICJ says that essentially Israel is committing atrocities and needs to stop, it goes on page 19. I'm going to say one thing. Go fuck yourself. There you go. And even the Mirror puts it on page 20. Page 20, Israel told stop attack on Rafah. There we go. Right. Okay, moving into lighter stuff. Let's head towards the election, shall we? Change. I got 6 pledges. I've forgotten what my 6 pledges are, but here we go. One of them is so MPs are recommending banning social media for under 16s. Now, this is interesting. The reason I pulled this is because, yeah, you know, we all need to look after our kids. Kids, you know, there's lots of stuff that they shouldn't be subjected to. I can't help but see, even in a headline like this, that's probably coming from a purely mental health, social kind of, you know, education sort of perspective. I can't help but feel that this is another way of controlling our youngsters coming through. Do you get me? But Labour says it will cut the voting age to 16 in one of its first acts. What do you think of this? I actually agree with this. I think this is a good thing. What do you think? So just at the age of 16, you're just allowed to vote, but under 16, is it? Yeah, you're not allowed to have been on any social media. So I can't help but feel, do you not think controlling what youngsters can see and hear, and like the TikTok ban, so you'll be able to vote at 16, but they're going to stop you from having had any social media exposure? It feels like they're controlling things, don't you? I've just got to quickly send this text. So yeah, Morgan Spurlock, filmmaker behind Super Size Me, dies at the age of 53. He was nominated for an Oscar. He made that infamous documentary where he ate, I think, at McDonald's for a month, didn't he? And became ill. And McDonald's, it forced a kind of response from McDonald's. His life was plagued with all sorts of, his life and other people's lives were plagued with controversy as he admitted to out-of-court settlements, caught up in the hashtag #MeToo fiasco. I do remember hearing things about him not having been a particularly pleasant person to certain people in his life. But yes, this is the new news that the Super Size Me star who ate McDonald's every day for a month died. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was a massive deal, that documentary. A massive deal. It was kind of, was it Michael? What's the name of that other director? Is it Michael Moore? You know, around that time when you'd get those kind of event documentaries, wouldn't you? Quite something. So yeah, he's died at the age of 53. He died of cancer. Baby reindeer's real Martha. Wow. Okay, so I think lots of people were thinking, it's all well and good. She's going to get lawyers in, blah, 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 blah. But apparently she's getting in the aggressive New York attorneys, the Roth law firm. So she's getting some tough, spunky lawyers in to have a crack at them here. I don't understand what or how or in what way she's going to win when there's so much evidence already out there, let alone Netflix revealing the evidence to you know what I mean? I don't know how much of this is story and how much of this is actually going to. Does anyone think she's going to go through with it? I don't know. Do you think maybe she's got sort of like someone helping her in the wings in some way? A couple of the papers today obviously are still picking up the pieces, metaphorically and literally, tragically, with the Mallorca club disaster. This is just awful. With the Mirror is running a piece on a chap called Mohammed Toure, 25, rushed in to help when the first floor terrace caved in at the Medusa Beach Club. People talked of hearing a crack or a sound like an explosion as the top floor fell apart and fell away. It's just awful. I mean, and then what with this tragedy, and then there's other stories of sort of, you know, heroes jumping into action on the flight from Singapore. A medic on board tried to resuscitate the chap who died for half an hour. You know, can you imagine? It's just awful, just awful. Look at this. Look, Giovanni is back. So Gio and Anton de Beck is standing firmly next to his chum Giovanni Pernici, as it was confirmed that their joint tour will be going ahead as planned. I don't think you can read too much into that. This is always tricky, this, isn't it? When you have a professional engagement or connection or involvement with someone, and say, no one knows, but say it all comes out that Giovanni is not a very nice person, he's been really unpleasant, all this kind of stuff. You can't sort of damn Anton by connection. These have been contracted, tickets will have been sold. This is a great big tour. So, until anyone knows anything, the right and the professional thing to do is just carry on. So I don't think there's much to be made of that. I won't hear a wrong word said about Anton de Beck. I think he's lovely. Road rage driver to go on anger course. Do you remember that guy with that face? He's like, really quite frightening. It's quite an astonishing face. I mean, if you were to turn that into... Do you remember back in the... I haven't got a photo of it here, but look, there he is. See that face there? Do you remember back in the 80s, you used to be able to get those squidgy faces that you put your 4 fingers in the back and you go, and then you pull it wide open? That's him. Look, that's him. Who thinks anger management courses work? Do you think they work? Does anyone think an anger management course works? Road rage driver who's filmed screaming abuse has to take an anger management course. I mean, what do you do? Well, how do they do them? Do they make you angry? Do they stress face? That's what it was called, Me Too. That's right. Do they sit you down and then, I don't know, try and aggravate you and then see how you... I mean, what's the test? How do you get a certificate at the end? Do you have to walk through a room with, like when you do a health and safety hazard assessment online, courses you have to do for the BBC, and they show you setups and they go, circle all of the hazards. And then you go, well, if you're like me, everything's a hazard. The fucking door, carpet, fucking edge of a table. I mean, the dishwasher was a hazard today for Nads. Everything's a hazard. So what do? Do they sort of say to you, right, you're going to walk into this room for the next half an hour, we're going to throw all sorts of shit at you, and you mustn't get angry, and then you can get your certificate, then you can go home, and then you're not an angry person anymore. I don't know. Sauna, Nads is going to love this. Sauna craze hots up as Britons learn joy of sweat. I learnt the joy of sweat at the age of 5, and I haven't been able to stop ever since. It's quite frustrating, actually. I have to say, though, I love a sauna. When we were at the Bristol Lido the other week, we went into what they called, what those rooms, Dean, are called, where they're just sweat rooms, wet rooms.
Wet room, yeah.
One's called a sauna, the other's called a...
Wet room.
Oh, it was a wet room. Okay.
Steam room.
Steam room, that's it. I went into the steam room. I'm not exaggerating. There was a couple sat opposite whoever I went in there with. I can't remember because I was so panic-stricken. I felt like suddenly my entire world was closing in on me. I thought my lungs were failing, my nostrils were burning, my ears were red. I had to run out screaming, I can't take this. I could hear them all chuckling. And then as I ran down alongside the Bristol Lido, nearly slipping, I ran into the sauna, and I love a sauna. I love the dryness. I love the dry heat. I love the sandalwood. I love the pouring it on the thing and watching people look at you like you're an absolute psycho. Anyway, what's the story? So sauna craze is hotting up. More and more people in the UK are getting saunas. And apparently they're not... you can get them put in a shed. In fact, there was one when we went to, where was it we went to? Can't remember, somewhere. What's the name of that place where we were someone on a beach in a shed. There's a little chimney. And you go in and you sit there. Some people think saunas are a bit sexy. I don't. The last thing you're thinking about in a sauna is sex. You're just really, your body, all your vitals are just going, survive. Just survive. And don't put your right buttock on that plank. Police warns woman for saying I would wring vandals' necks. Now, when I saw this, I thought, oh my God, really? If this was my nan, if the police had heard what my nan had said, she'd have been done for hate crimes. She would have done. So this is a grandmother. What's her name? Gillian Mears. She says her garden gate has been vandalised twice by young vandals, and she said to the police, I'll wring their necks if I catch them. And the police have actually given her a warning. She's 70. She saw red before chasing them away. However, when police visited her after she made the complaint, she was warned about making threats. She was warned about making threats. So they didn't catch the people who destroyed her gate. I'll wring their necks. Imagine the things. Let her wring their necks. Okay, it's school dinners over there, but look at this. This headline is everywhere. Smashing pre-mashed potato sales soar as shoppers try to save time.
Oh, I'm using smash.
Smash, that's what I thought. I saw it come in. Mashed potato may be one of the simplest recipes imaginable, but shoppers are so strapped for time, they're buying it already mashed. Pre-mashed sales, they've gone through the roof, right to the point. Look, here's another headline. Smashed it. Classic dish gets gourmet upgrade. Brits are going mad for posh, ready-made mashed potato. Sales of the dish have soared so much, Tesco has created new restaurant-style versions. I bet they're a bit dry. Well, mind you, I mean, potatoes are dry, aren't they? Until you chuck in a load of gravy or a load of butter or whatever. You know. Mash, make, smash. Does anyone remember that? Oh, God, I've just really hurt my knee. Oh, my God. Oh, how did I do that? Just leaning against the table. God almighty. Right, you've heard it here a lot. Crows are really, really sharp. Sharp, stays sharp to the bottom of the glass. Crows are great. They can use cutlery. They've been known to drive cars. There is a crow around the corner that drives a car. But anyway, they think that they can count. Yeah, they really do. They think that crows can count. Here we go. Call blimey, Governor. Boffins reveal clever crows count out loud. I thought I heard that. Every time we do Green Figured Ale, my mum's looking off and she can hear a crow going. Bird boffins reckon clever clawed crows can count out like toddlers. They found carrion crows can learn to recognize printed numerals from 1 to 4, and then they caw the same number. Caw! They all sound like they're laughing, don't they? So yeah, rather than reporting on really sort of important things like the ICJ, kind of coming closest to saying that Israel's committing genocide, papers like the Mirror have gone with this story. Michael Ball, I really am at Almondbury Wesleyan Cricket Club. Change. People were so shocked that when a poster for Michael Ball performing at the local cricket club went up, everyone in the village went, no, it's not Michael Ball. Literally, this is the story. I'm not exaggerating. Look, whole half page. And the locals were going, no. People are asking us. They're coming up to us and they're saying, is that Michael Ball? And they're going, yes, it is. He's performing at the Wesleyan Cricket Club. Get your tickets. A mere snip at £63, and VIP ones are selling out at 157 quid. I think if you buy a VIP one, he'll bowl you a googly at the same time. I think that's the idea. Alton Powers. What's your favorite kind of theme park ride? Do you like a theme park, guys? So this is the story that top 20 days out, Alton Towers is at the top. But apparently, you'll see in the sub-headline there, parents say theme park is number 1, but kids start to get bored after 40 minutes. What you do is you get them and you drag them into you say, do you know how much it's cost to get in here? Do you know how lucky you are to be in here? Do you remember that? Do you remember how lucky? Chessington Zoo is where we used to go. Parents say theme parks are number 1, kids get bored after 40 minutes. But there's a don't like roller coasters, Jackie. No, I know what you mean. The Rock has made it. I know, Mutkadir Ali. Yeah, go to our Popcorn Junkies Instagram. You'll see it there. Wimp, says Nicky Bull. Yeah, no, I get what? Being bored at 40 minutes. I get you. Pepsi Max, best ride ever. It's the queuing, isn't it? Anyway, here's the top 20 days out. Number 1, Alton Towers. Number 2, the Natural History Museum. Number 3, Sea Life Centre. Number 4, I'm bored already. I have to say, though, last time I went to London Zoo, it was pretty dull. It's pretty dull. It's a lot of concrete. There's a lot of concrete at Lego. There's a lot of concrete. I mean, I know concrete is part of building, but it's just a lot of concrete.
And it's damn expensive.
And it's damn expensive, exactly. Thanks, Dina, for your wonderful contribution. Change. Remember, that's the slogan. No kidding. Goat made by Prince Charles, King Charles, 50 years ago, is going to be sold for £10,000. What the moral of this lesson is, or the moral of the story is, if you have a child and they've made some shit crockery, courtesy of a lovely lesson run by someone like Dina, shove it on your shelf, because you never know. They might too be a king, and it too may be worth a fortune. You never know. You never know. Keep them. I get so attached to really badly rendered clay figurines. I keep them. And I put them, I can't get rid of them. Do you find that? Do you get a bit attached to them? Let's have another look at it, though. Here we go, look. Do you remember how they put it in the kiln and then you'd look at it and I don't know if anyone else did this. I'm not throwing my children under the bus here, but with all 4 of them, I have to say, I think it's more often than not, whenever they brought home a clay sculpture from pottery. Those were the moments I thought, is my child okay? Are they all right? I hope they're going to be okay in life, because it was never promising, and they're all very creative, but just not in that category. Elvis clan will not leave the building. Without going into the really arduous technicalities of this, Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter, has saved Gracelands from an aggressive investment firm that claims that her mum or her grandmother or whoever died didn't owe them loads of money. Anyway, so Elvis is keeping it. But I quite like the headline. Elvis will not leave the building. Hot chocolate diet. I looked at this and I thought, oh, I'm going to have hot chocolate. Good news for slimmers. Hot chocolate, a cup of cocoa can help you weight loss. And then you sort of dig into this without sugar. And you're like, what's the fucking point of a hot chocolate without sugar? That's what I think. What is it? Cup of cocoa. Hot chocolate could help you lose weight if you make it really boring, basically. It's like anything in life. You can lose weight eating anything that's boring. What we want to know is, how can we lose weight eating stuff that's fucking great? Do you get me? You know where I'm coming from. You know, you're with me. You're with me. Bridgerton. Everyone's mad for Bridgerton. I'm not. I find it really cringe and smelly. But anyway, the music's mad. From classicals to covers, the Regency period romp has set off a musical boom. People are liking to rock on to kind of string quartets playing funky jazz. We kind of were into it in the first season because we were all locked down and depressed and desperate. But I don't know if we can carry on. This next headline, look at this. Okay, ladies, I want your opinion on this one.
Yeah.
Don't tell your colleague she's frumpy. It's sexual harassment.
It's just very fucking unpleasant.
Wow, you've got some real expletives in the house today. Did you hear that? It's really fucking unpleasant, basically. Not nice. Do you think calling someone frumpy is a... Anyway, it's never been the most... Yeah. Informing a male colleague at work that she looks frumpy could now land you in real trouble. A judge, an employment tribunal, has found that it's possibly sexual harassment.
It's not sexual harassment.
Kind of is.
It's not very sexy, is it?
Well, it's not sexy, because what you're saying is you're not sexy. Do you get me? It's by what you're not saying what you're saying. It's how you're not saying it that what you're saying. Do you get me? Frumpy is mean, says Reem AW. I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. I also think that Paul McCartney is mean, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Okay. First edition of The Hobbit, Triple's estimate to sell for £31,200. Oh, I remember that cover. Sorry, I'm just doing this because I love Tolkien and I don't care. I remember that cover, and it took me back to sitting and reading it. I remember this is a curious detail. Isn't it funny how these details from your childhood stick with you? I had a copy of The Lord of the Rings, really old, paperback, bashed up, wonderful drawings on the front. Read it on a camping trip. Mum, if you're watching, you'll know this. This is going to get a little bit disgusting, but then it will come back to not being disgusting. Siobhan Jordan, it is rude, you're right. One of my pet dog, Missy, must have sat, it's a thick book. So Missy sat on the book when it was faced up. So on the pages, right? Pages, but so, yeah. She sat, and I don't know how to say this sort of politely. She obviously didn't have a clean arse. And so a little bit of it went on the pages. And so to read the book, to read The Lord of the Rings, there was the aroma de miniature pincher all the way through. Yeah, so whenever I sort of, every now and then you sort of smell that, and it takes me back to that. Yeah, anyway, I think I know what I'm talking about. Lady Gaga looks like the front of a Volkswagen or a Tesla, whatever. This is Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga put some va-va-voom, they say, into her outfit. 38-year-old singer showed off the design featuring new design featuring rivets and chains on the red carpet for her concert film, just like Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Everyone's got a tour film in them, haven't they? I mean, everyone, you know. But she does look like a car. She looks like the front of a car. Oh, look, Joe Biden. Look at the guy just next to him. The guy next to him is like, he just can't believe him, can he? What? I mean, look at his glasses. Look at this dude. Is that Joe Biden? I'm beginning to think he's AI. I mean, you know, aviator glasses, they do look cool on anyone. They really do. Now, can of worms.
Oh, God, what are you going to say?
Huge can of worms. Don't mention the Chelsea fucking Flower Show. But I'm going to mention the Chelsea fucking Flower Show.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I really am. because the National Trust has won. National Trust Garden has won People's Choice Prize at Chelsea, but we would know that because Nads wasn't invited.
Oh God! Please give him some context.
Don't worry, I gave loads of context earlier in the week. Yeah, she wanted to get the VIP because we've got elderly parents. They like to walk around. She then got in a fight some years ago with Ainsley Harriet's mum. Someone pushed someone into a water feature. She's been put on a blacklist.
No, I didn't.
She's in the dark. Every horticulturalist in the country is like, not Nadia. No, none of her lot. They're outrageous. But anyway,
You just made everything worse.
Anne-Marie Powell says her People's Choice Award for her Octavia Hill Garden means more than any medal. She says the colourful design bucked the trend at Chelsea. She says, I'm absolutely delighted that Nadia Sawalha off the telly didn't visit. That's not very nice, is it?
Who said that?
She didn't say that.
No, I know.
Last couple of stories. So I want to know what you think. The psychology and I want to psychotherapize what's going on here and why he does it with everyone. Here's Paul McCartney. There's Bruce Springsteen. Why does Paul McCartney always point at whoever he's in a photo with? Because what I think that's actually doing is saying, look at me. So he jokes, Bruce Springsteen accepts the Ivor Novello Award from Sir Paul McCartney at Thursday's ceremony. It's not really about him. What he's saying is, are you looking at him? He's going, what? Him? And finally, Fergie lost her shit at Cannes as she was trying to raffle. Was she raffling or a charity gala selling or auctioning an image of the Queen? She lost her shit a little bit because the audience was a bit rowdy. But when you go to Cannes, you've got to do what the can. And they shout, they boo, they cheer. Sometimes they'll urinate in a corner. It's a weird place, Cannes. You've just got to go with the flow. All sorts of shit's going on there. Well, there you go. So there you go. There's a Saturday Paper's sweetheart. I was going to call you sweetheart. I wasn't going to call you sweetheart. Anyway, over there what time are you on air? 11:15? 11:15. It's going to be run out of onions. Oh, shit now.
Kitchen's run out.
Kitchen's run out of onions. Oh, no. Is that for the liver and onions?
No, I've got enough of the liver and onions. So tell them what we're doing.
So what are we doing? We're doing liver and onion. I think spam fritters.
Liver and onion.
Yeah.
Cheese flan.
Tell us what's
Cowboy pie, which I've never heard of.
What?
It's the
And
90s.
spam fritters.
Cowboy pie? Did you say?
Cowboy pie.
Have you ever
And
ridden?
I've lost my hairnet again, so I've got a ginger root
Oh,
bag.
a ginger root bag.
I'm gonna get-
Have you ever done reverse cowboy, Dina?
Go over and hit it.
No.
Yes.
You brought cowboys and rodeo into the. Oh, look at that! Oh my God! This will end up on a strange
There, you
website.
little knob.
Oh, look at that!
You little
Yeah,
knob.
I've broken a ginger knob.
There you go, you little knob.
You little knob. All right, guys. So it's obviously going to be
Dina's
carnage.
got stories of a party last week.
Oh, and did she see some men? I think she pulled. Did you? I'm sure someone said you pulled the other